terrible prediction, unless he's had a lot of money on himself.
And his opponent this evening in the purple
I spoke to
corner
Will
once
earlier as
again,
well. He said
it's
he's the first guy out of his team
Fowler.
fight tonight. So he needs to set and pave the way for his team.
Oh,
Mr. Dave Finch.
perhaps he's a vampire. So, what's interesting is, how would you describe yourself? Was asked Iraj, and he said, what's your style and strength? He put Mexican. And then in the same, we've got what's your strengths? And Will said grappler.
Nice
so
right
Will looks like he'd
start
have a
for Will
really tricky guard. Nice leg kick. Iraj really coming forward nicely. If Will can cut to the inside, maybe. Oh, that guillotine's there. That guillotine's good work by Iraj.
Yeah, lovely. Take the side control. And when you're in side control, obviously he's got his hand around his neck, guillotine. But when you're in the side control, the one getting guillotined, it makes that a lot more harder to
yeah, I mean, so there's no guillotine from the side control position. It's impossible for him to guillotine there. Even if he had the high elbow, you could go like a modified like Ezekiel. It's really difficult. So what Will needs to do is let go of that, because he could get Von Flu choked here.
Exactly.
So if he can let go of that, head, and he wants to bring his hand to the front and underneath the neck of Iraj, so he can make like a barrier between himself and Iraj. So as he gets that barrier, he can use all the space between them.
Looks like his hand's actually stuck.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's holding it on there.
So what he can do is with his left hand, though, he can reach underneath the body and clear his hand, push his hand back through. So with his left hand, reach underneath, and you can push your own arm back through, because all you need there is space. So he's got the space now, and Will opt not to let it go. That's better.
I remember as well, just so a lot of people do know, because I know a lot of people say to me sometimes, you know, why don't they do that? Because I could see that he could have done that. There's no elbows in amateur at all.
Yeah, so our amateur rule set, as you said, no elbows on the ground. They can grind and pound, hammer fists, etc. But yeah, there'll be no elbows to the ground, no heel hooks either. So now again, Will holding that head, that's a big mistake. One of the most common mistakes we see in amateur fighting. That right hand needs to be exactly the position he's in, but under the neck. Yeah. So on the other side, on the chest.
Up, make a bit of space.
Exactly, frame on that chest. Use your forearm as like a barrier between yourself and Iraj, and start using your hips to escape and make space.
So right now he's laying flat on his back, isn't he? So what he wants to do is he wants to get more on his side. The thing with this grappling
this is better.
The more space Will can create between him and his opponent, the easier it's going to be to find something to get back up. Yeah,
so the way that I describe grappling to people who come to my classes or just start training is grappling is a fight for space. So at this moment in time, space is Will's best friend. His absolute best friend. But space will be Iraj's worst enemy, because the way that he's going to lose his position is Iraj is going to lose the battle for space. If he creates space, Will be out of there. But Will not doing enough here for me. I'd like to see him on his left hand hip, using that right hand as a barrier, and Iraj is doing enough that he's dominating this round. He's not going to get the finisher because he's not landing enough, but he's dominating this round. Could go knee on belly here, Iraj, and really land some shots. So Will holding the head again. Hopefully the corner come back to him and they say, listen, you need to make a frame, make a barrier, get space between you, get those hips away, and start working on our exit, because Iraj really had some really good top pressure there.
But that's a good thing about having these rounds in the middle of the rounds, go back to your corner, because sometimes they can say something to you that just kind of completely forget. What a lot of people forget, right, is you can have all this game plan, but once you get in that cage with the bright lights on you, you forget it.
Exactly.
I mean, forget the absolute basics sometimes.
Yeah, these guys who are at debut as well, they may not have had any other experience. They may have had a grappling match, they may not have even had any grappling matches, but you can have all the game plan in the world. You can have trained specifically for this guy, but once you go in there, the lights are there, you realise your family are watching up in the balcony, and all those things come together. That's why the amateur scene is so important, because it allows you to shake all those cobwebs off. That first round's out the way now, and now when Nat and Jordan are in there speaking to Will, they're probably saying, listen, you've got to utilise that side control position and get back up, make some space, and get out of there. Iraj, for me, Iraj has to do exactly what he just did. Come out aggressive with the strike and get that takedown and stay dominant.
Let's see if Will changes anything up here, and let's see how it gets on.
Nice leg kick by Will. Lovely jab. Looping shots by Iraj. So Will needs to take control of the range here, start establishing a jab or overhand right. Just keep Iraj at bay.
Because right now, Iraj's confidence is just flowing, isn't it? And the more that builds, the more that kind of, just builds into more and more.
Lovely check right hook.
The harder it's going to be for Will to feel like he can do anything or come back from anything, or just allow this, just keep going around the cage, jump back against the cage. You know, so he needs to gain Iraj's respect, basically, doesn't he?
He certainly does. What Iraj is going to do otherwise, he's going to keep doing this, keep walking around the cage, either put him on the fence like this, or Will's going to walk into something. Those big looping shots, he's going to circle in circle, and Iraj is going to walk him into a big hook or something. Good knee up the side by Will. You see how Will's allowing Iraj to control that wrist there?
Yeah.
Will needs to take control, and he needs to be the one controlling the wrist. That's better. Much better. Nice knees from the inside. This is what we want. That wrist control. There's exits on his left now.
Needs to use big legs, then he get that knee back up there like he needed then.
Exactly. I mean, this is trouble now. If you're no, he didn't manage to. If Iraj could have secured that single leg. And now Iraj is on that single. There's a high crotch now. Yeah, there it is.
Lovely.
And a lovely takedown. Yeah, Will opting to go for the guard. Maybe this is Will's game plan off his back. Gets a guard. He looks like he'd have a good triangle.
Better position than what he was in last time, though, wasn't he? You know, he's in full side control last time. Being in guards, obviously not great still.
Yeah, but the consequences.
But a bit more control.
Yeah, the consequences of making a mistake for Iraj when you're in guard are way higher. Because if Iraj doesn't mind his P's and Q's here, Will can sub him quite easily. There's lots of opportunity for submissions off your back when you're in guard.
But Will needs to do something, doesn't he? He can't just lay on his back for this round, because that means he'd then be 2 rounds down and he would have to get a finish in that last one. Whereas if he can win this round, or at least, you know, do something, show the judges something, then it's all to play for in that last one. But
yeah, definitely, because Iraj wins the exchange at the moment because the takedown was the definitive. He's got the takedown, he's on top. He's not working much though. I think he can maybe get a warning here that it's going to be stood up. Yeah, so Iraj needs to get his hands off the mat. It's one of the biggest mistakes that grapplers make when they come into the cage. You put your hands on the mat, you leave yourself open for all sorts of submissions, but also that vale tudo guard with the overhook. So he gets hands off the mat, in on the biceps of Will, or in on the chest of Will, and that makes it a lot harder for Will to control his hands.
But it's all been falling into Iraj's game plan so far, isn't it? I'd say that's 2 rounds to Iraj, but
yeah,
dominant like heavyweights, still all to play for.
Yeah, he was very dominant there. He didn't do a lot though. Iraj didn't do a lot of work from that guard position, but really dominant takedown, really strong, solid takedown. Dominant from that position, but yeah, I would have liked to seen him work a bit more, get his hands in the center line, maybe on the biceps, land some hammer fists. Likewise, Will could have had a bit more action off his back, throw up the guard maybe, go for a triangle, threaten an arm bar, and make Iraj work by threatening him.
Yeah, because we don't know what these judges see. You know, we see it all the time on these promotions you can watch online, etc. You know, someone might have a bit more ground control or be on top, but when they're not actually doing anything with it, the judges might sometimes look at other areas instead of that. Yeah. Just to, you know, to make the decision on who won that round.
Yeah, and also we might not have 3 grappling judges. We won't have 3 judges who rate grappling. We have guys who rate the takedown and rate the striking. So if you've got a judge like that, he's going to say, well, there's not enough action for me on the ground.
Exactly. You might not know what he's looking at. You might not know the kind of you know, what means more.
Yeah, exactly.
You might be, he took a takedown, cool. You might be then waiting for someone else to happen.
Yeah.
You might not just count that takedown as a positive.
So is Will going to smell desperation here? Does he? Has the corner told him that they think he's 2 down? Nice exchange from
He needs to gain Iraj's respect, but like that, just throw some hard shots, land a couple.
Oh, Iraj shooting for the double, gets that double.
Let's see if anyone does anything here.
Yeah, that sigh from you there, mate, when that happened, just about sums it up. As someone who knows Will, that sums it up, because Will made the mistake. He's the longer guy. Why be so close with your hips square? Nice pass by Iraj to half guard.
And we've seen as well both times that when it's landed in this position, he's not being able to actually do anything to get back up.
Well, interestingly, Iraj decided to move quite early on now to that half guard position where he was for the first round. If he can keep that underhook on his left hand now, so Iraj needs to get that underhook back. That's great work. And now he can literally pull Will into him with that left hand and hammer fist with his right.
Even though Iraj is 2 up, I'd say, you know, I'd still like to see him go for that finish.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Bit more hunger to get that.
Yeah, I mean, eke out eking out this decision win in this position, I'd be thinking now, I'm already up in this round. Let's try and get a finish, because Will's got to go a long way to pull the round back from me now.
Exactly.
Yeah, Iraj very dominant from the top here. Will again not utilising that right arm correctly. He needs to frame with that, get his hips away, start making that space. Nice posture from Iraj.
This is what I want to see more of. Some big hammer fists. Just trying to get that finish.
Try and finish, exactly, that's exactly it. Try and finish. Oh, lovely left hand.
Nice, yeah. And now Will's just holding on his knee.
Yeah, he is. I think Will's ran out of options here. He'll watch this back, and I think he'll watch it back and know, that's an underhook, that's nice. Get on, oh, he should have kept that underhook. He'll watch this back, and he knows what to do, and when he watches it back, he'll go, oh, why didn't I stick with that underhook? Why didn't I make the frame across the neck? Why didn't I bring my hips out? He's going to be quite disappointed when he watches this back, I think, because you can tell by the way he's moving, he does know what to do.
Yeah, but like we said earlier, when you're under the bright lights, it's a lot, you know, these basics don't come to mind.
Good work from Iraj, doing just enough to stay in control, stay on top. Dominating this third round. And a lovely pass.
Oh, lovely knee there as well.
He's even got some knee on belly. 10 seconds left in the round. Oh, has he got the arm triangle? Got that head and arm in. Oh, he ain't got enough time to finish it, I don't think.
Great performance by Iraj.
Yeah. Really solid top game fighter, really dominant performance once he got that top game.
You can see that from Will, you know, just not happy with his performance. And I mean, we know that already, and you can see by his body language that he's not happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't expect him to be either, but because that's what makes you a competitor, right? You want to go out and give the best of yourself. I don't think, by any stretch of the, I mean, I don't know Will, but I don't think that that's the best representation of him, to be honest.
100% not, no. Like I said, you know, you train with some of these people in the gym, and I mean, we've heard stories, haven't we, before, not just people on this show, but anyone, that you could be the best fighter in the gym, but some people just can't translate that into the cage.
Very, very common.
I'm not saying that about Will, but in general.
Very common. And Will watch this back, and he'll realise that, but it gives him loads to work on. There's no losses here. It's just, it's just experience.
You either win or you learn.
Exactly, that is exactly. It's such a cliche, but it's so true.
They left it all inside the cage, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a round of applause for these gladiators. Come on. And after 3 hard-fought rounds of action, we go to the cage-side judges, where they have reached a unanimous decision. Let's hear it for your winner, in the orange corner, Iraj Montan.
Yeah, absolutely no doubt it was going to go that way.